Welcome to Bees Are Funny Weekly News Report.
Let's start with the headlines.
Sichuan becomes China's top beekeeping province. Zimbabwe up against pesticides, our special guest. 1 million bees on farm. Entertainment, quote of the week. Picture of the week. And finally, our upcoming events. Good morning, Malvie.
Good morning, Yara.
First of all, we would like to invite everyone to subscribe to our channel and help us reach 100 subscribers.
We start in the Sichuan province, southwest in the Republic of China. Why it became news? Well, this province has become the country's top beekeeping province, home to about 1.8 million bee colonies. Sichuan beats eastern Zhejiang province in the same country, which has China's second largest bee population by more than 500,000 bee colonies. The output value of beekeeping industry has reached 2.2 billion yuan in Sichuan, a big and strong contribution to the local economy. Sichuan is also home to more than 50 honey products and beekeeping machine manufacturing companies. Just to have an idea, you can find some villages where 80% of the population keeps bees.
Wow, unbelievable. Now, we're moving from China all the way down to Zimbabwe. The Matabeleland Beekeeper Association Secretary, Mr. Bila, who is also the National Secretary of the Agricultural Platform in Zimbabwe and also the Director of the Bees Honey Company in Bulawayo, said uncontrolled use of pesticides affects bees and other pollinators, which could lead to the lack of honey. He said that the Matabeleland Beekeepers Association, a partner to the Zimbabwe Agricultural Platform, would host the delayed World Bee Day on June 2nd in Bulawayo to raise awareness of important pollinators. This supports Albert Einstein's statement that if the bee disappears from the planet, the man of the earth will not have more than 4 years of life. Mr. Bila said that Einstein's remarks support the idea that without bees there is no food, no trees, and no life. Mr. Bila also said, at Zimbabwe, we will hold the delayed celebration on June 2nd in Bulawayo. We will have a march in the city with school children, stakeholders, and civil society. Mr. Bila said that the march should raise awareness about the importance of honeybees and other pollinators. We want to tell the government to control the use of pesticides. We also want them to consider beekeeping as a profitable farming because honey exports serve foreign currency for the nation in view of the demand for honey locally and internationally. Mr. Bila said financial institutions were unwilling to give loans to the beekeeping industry. Come on, there must be at least one bank willing to help bee industry in Zimbabwe. Mr. Bila said his organization and company were involved in all value chains of bee production and training programs, conducted in collaboration with Environmental Management Agency and several other agriculture-related organizations. And since this is really important news, we decided to contact the National Secretary of Agriculture Platform in Zimbabwe, who is Mr. Bila, located in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe. Good morning to you, Bila. What time is it exactly in your country?
Morning, Yara. How are you?
I am good. So, what time is it right now in Zimbabwe?
This is 7:04 in the morning on the 27th of May.
Wow. Yeah, it's still the 26th down here. So, before we start, would you like us to call you Mr. Bila, or do you have another title we may call you?
Mr. Bila is okay.
Sounds good. So, Mr. Bila, first of all, we would like to hear how the campaign is going on about the use of pesticides.
Okay, the use of pesticides is something that is worrying us as beekeepers and as bee lovers. So what we are doing is we are advocating for the use of bee-friendly pesticides, and we are encouraging people to use other organic methods instead of harmful pesticides. We are working with the local university to develop pesticides and other forms that they can use in place of pesticides. There are quite a number of herbs that we're looking at. There are a number of other insects that can be used to do away with other pests that can be problems to farmers. So I can say
All right. Yeah, that is
and
awesome.
also step in to do some disease surveillance.
Okay. So that's actually pretty awesome. So, do you have a question, Malvina?
Yes, and what would you like to see about the use of pesticides in the next 5 to 10 years in your city or in your country?
Well, I think if we are able to do away with these harmful neonicotinoids and adapt to organic pesticides and other forms that do not harm our bees, I think that would be a very good, great development for the next 5 to 10 years for us, and we know our bees will be safe.
Yes, they would probably will, and it could also show an example to other countries to start using organic pesticides. Am I right?
Great, that's true, that's true.
Yes. So, I got the next question, Mr. Billa. On June 2nd, Zimbabwe will celebrate their World Bee Day. Could you tell us how you celebrate it in your country? Like, do you have any activities and what kind? Do you have any parties? Or will other organizations be joining you to celebrate this amazing day of the year?
Okay. Zimbabwe will be joining the rest of the world in celebrating the first World Bee Day.
Yes.
And the first celebrations will be held in my town, which is Bulawayo, the second largest capital city of Zimbabwe. We'll have a march in town. We'll be having a marching band, be having some drum majorites, some school kids will be taking part, some university students, the civic society, and some of the government departments like EMA, which is the Environmental Management Authority, Forest Commission, they do support the growing of trees, and the National Parks and Wildlife. Then we've got the Department of Veterinary Services. They will also be supporting us during this event. So during the march, people will be carrying placards, banners, posters with the messages from the bee and other pollinators that they want to be loved, they want to be respected, they want to be considered important to the survival of the humankind and other living organisms, other living animals and stuff. So what we'll do is the placards will be carried by the school children, and we want to send some messages to the government that government should really support the saving of the bee and other pollinators.
Yes. Well, I want to go to Zimbabwe and actually take a look at that march and, see how you guys celebrate it, because it actually sounds really interesting and really inspirational.
Great.
Alright, so Malvie here has the next question.
You mentioned to us that 2 days ago you launched a program to train beekeepers. Could you tell us more about this program?
Okay, this program, I myself, I'm a trainer of trainers in beekeeping. I was trained by African Union. This program is most of it is are still doing traditional beekeeping. And when they do their activities, there is too much killing of bees. So us as an organization, we have launched the beekeeper program. So what we want to do is we aim to train about 50,000 beekeepers also. But this program is aimed at improving the livelihoods in rural Zimbabwe through beekeeping, conscientize communities on the environment, encouraging people to save the bees and other pollinators, and not to kill the bees.
Oh, okay. 50,000 beekeepers. That's a lot. That's a lot of beekeepers. So, but I think that program will honestly be great program, honestly. So,
yes, it will be a very great program, and government is really supporting us, which is a good thing.
Awesome.
I've got other stakeholders that are also working with us, but we are still open to work with more organizations and more partners.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, so this is a personal question. Did the government always support you, or did you kind of have to step up a bit to, you know, say, hey, can you support us to save our bees, to help us with this? What did you have to do?
The government actually had to step in to help us, to support us during this program, because they've also seen the importance of the bee to the environment.
So yeah, that's...
And people at large, the contribution of bees to pollination and other activities.
Oh yeah, that's actually pretty good. That's awesome. You got the government support with you. So, and finally, Mr. Bila, I got the last question for you tonight. How can people get in contact with you? So, do you have any websites, any social media, so then our audience can follow you and find you?
Yes, we are quite on a number of social media platforms. You've got my WhatsApp number, which is +263 712 992. Then our website is www.beeshoneycomb. We're also on Facebook. People can like our page on Facebook at Bees Honeycomb. Then we're also on Instagram, which is Bees Honey.
All right. I will post all the links to all of your social media and all of your websites down below in the description section of this video once it's published.
It's okay, Yara.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Bila. We really appreciated this interview, and we surely learned a lot from what you guys do in Africa and how you guys keep the bees and how you're celebrating World Bee Day. We surely learned a lot from you guys.
It's my pleasure, Yara, and also for considering us as part of your program.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, I guess I'll say have a good day, and yeah, well, again, thank you for helping us help us in this program. It's been really, really nice talking to you.
Thank you, Yara.
All right. Well, have a good day, Mr. Bila.
Same to you. Good night.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was Mr. Bila in direct communication with us from Zimbabwe. It was a great interview.
Yes, it was. Now, for our next report. They are two brothers. They love farming, and they are from Suffolk, England, and have a big heart full of love for bees. Mark and Paul Hayward have sown 33 hectares, something around 80 acres, in all bee-friendly, nectar-rich plants. Their goal is to be able to feed 1 million bees.
Wow!
Wait. This wildflower mixes includes clover, mallow, and PHACELLIAS.
Again, Phacelia tanacidifolia.
And yes, we have a video on how good PHACELLIAS are for bees. I'm putting the link down below in the description. So, this week's hats off goes to the Haywards brothers, Mark and Paul. And one last thing, this fantastic project is being audited by the Farming and Wildlife Advisory Group. And you, Yara, and our audience can join this movement and follow the progress of this project on Instagram at @1,000,000bees_on_farm.
Thank you, Malvie, and congratulations, Mark and Paul Hayward. Now, for entertainment. Last week we asked what bee-related things are shown in this scene. Here it is.
So you are the one they call Oakenshield. Tell me, why is Azog the Defiler hunting you?
You know of Azog?
How? My people were the first to live in the mountains. Before the orcs came down from the north, the Defiler killed most of my family. But some he enslaved. Not for work, you understand, but for sport. Caging skin changers and torturing them seemed to amuse him.
There are others like you.
Once there were many.
And now?
Now there's only one.
Now for this week's quiz, there is no movie involved. Instead, let's see if you can guess who said this quote. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Here's a little hint. Leave us a comment with the person's name if you know who this quote is from.
Now, our picture of the week comes from Omen. Thank you so much to Bean_said199 for this beautiful picture. If you want to follow them, here is their Instagram.
We also want to send a big salutation to our beekeeping friends and bee lovers from Sweden that we heard that they watched our broadcast. So to our friend Alistair Creelman and especially the Kalmar City Club, all the best and keep 'em buzzing. And finally, our upcoming events. We have 3 of them. Helen's Garden from the 9th to the 10th of June. It brings you summer bounty with rural crafts, lots of gardening workshops, and of course, good food. This will be held in Herefordshire, England. For more information, check the link down below in the description. The second event, 3rd Australian Bee Congress from the 27th to the 30th of June at Gold Coast, Queensland in Australia. The Congress Organizing Committee are striving towards establishing a program with the theme of pollination and beekeeping for the future. And finally, AP Days from the 14th to the 16th of June in France and Monaco. Initiated by the National Union of French Apiculture, AP Day National Days are held each year in June as part of the program Bee, Sentinel of the Environment. I love that theme. The program was created in 2005. Some events include Harvest and Honey Tasting Workshop, Discovering the Life in the Hive, and fun workshops for children like making candles, mounting a hive, observation hives, and assembling equipment.
That would be fun.
Yes, so if you're in France or Monaco, don't miss this event. This concludes our weekly news report. Hit a thumbs up if you like this video. Follow us on all our social media. Share this video with your friends and family, and leave a comment if you have any questions regarding any beekeeping topic. And finally, subscribe to our channel by hitting that big red button and clicking on the bell, and YouTube will let you know every time we share a new video. My name is Yara.
And my name is Malvie.
And this is Bees Are Funny. Till next time.